Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the In-quyzz-ition presented by ANIPOD. I am your host, Dippy the DM, and these are my lovely players. Say hi, lovely players.
Hi,
Dippy.
lovely players.
Ah, fuck, I fucked it up. Well, we are very excited today to bring you yet another episode of your favorite trashy adventure. And as you can tell, there are two of us missing, one only temporarily, though. Dono should be here any minute. He has been donating plasma again today, so he will join us either a little bit later or for the latter half of our session today, who knows. But Dadley took his kids skating because he forgot we had a session today, and we wish him very well. We wish him very well and his kids very well with their skating fun, because Lord knows this isn't gonna be... No, I'm kidding. All right, so... Fantasy got a new background. Yeah, Fantasy moved since you last were here, Rock.
Wow.
A lot has changed since you were... Yeah, a lot has changed since you were here, yeah. Fantasy moved... a couple... I mean, these are some... relatively new faces to you, I'm sure. Yeah, well, thank you, Rock. It's good to see you again. Before we get into it, though... a little bit of housekeeping. So, yesterday, if you are here for the new show, The Moonlit Mist, and you are coming back today, welcome back. We're happy to see you. If not, you missed a brand new show that premiered yesterday. The Moonlit Mist, run by Just Brett, or the Cloak DM, and played by a party of 4, including yours truly. So tune in every other Thursday for that show, because every other Thursday, Brett will be running Monster of the Week. So that'll be fun. And that will be what you see next Thursday, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Monday, we will have a Dapper D's episode going back to Dream Daddy and or finishing Pokemon Dapper Yellow. One of the two. Because in Pokemon Dapper Yellow, we only have the final portion of Dapper Yellow, which is like the Elite Four and a little bit of more than that. So, the party will be happy to know that everybody in this party had their gyms gone through in the last 2 episodes. LostChaos, I'm pointing in the wrong directions. LostChaos, Rhys, Mirthy, Fantasy, all of your gyms were very fun to play. Yeah, Lost, you seem lost. Go watch Pokemon Dapper Yellow to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've been busy.
Yeah, the Elite Four is the last that we have to do, so that will be a shorter episode. We'll do that on another day. We'll probably do Dream Daddy in the next episode then. Get some more progress going on that. Next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, will be another episode of Crossroads. Oh yeah, Mirthy, your gym was hard as shit because you had a Snorlax that kept resting and restoring its health.
Like, you know, catnaps. Yes! Catnaps. All day long.
Oh, God. Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, will be an episode of Crossroads, our other primary campaign. Well, now, I guess we have a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary. Go check us out for that to see something happen. No, I haven't. You know what? And I need to. I will do that. Thank you, Dono. When I find you, I will do that. But, where did you go? You have disappeared. Don't know why. Anyway, then next Thursday will be what I talked about, and then... Here we go. There we go. Fixed. Transition. Ah, there it is. All right. Next Thursday will be Monster of the Week, run by Brett, and then that'll be it. The schedule will continue from there. So, other than that, Anyone got any personal announcements? It's been a while since I've done that. No? And the silence resonated.
I kept my 4.0 in grad school.
Hey, there you go.
Personal announcement.
Fun. Well, with that out of the way, I guess, then I will do the spiel. Oh, and of course, tabletopaudio.com, your #1 source for audio for your tabletop RPGs. They have background tracks and ambient tracks so that you can get your players immersed in their environment. They have sound pads and sound effects for you to portray actions not just visually, but orally. And you have access to make your own custom sound pads. If you subscribe to Tabletop Audio's Patreon, you can have access to longer audio tracks. They have merch. You can sync it up with a smart device. There really isn't anything you can't do with Tabletop Audio to enhance the audio of your tabletop games, and the only thing that they ask of you if you use them in a game like this is to give them a shout, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Thank you, Tabletop Audio, for being the music to our ears. And now, the spiel. Give us a follow if you like what you see. Give us a subscription if you're feeling generous. A Prime subscription gives us the money and you the ad-free experience at no cost to you with an Amazon Prime account. Give us a subscription on the YouTube channel to keep up with the VODs of all our shows, past, present, and future. Follow the link tree in the description to see all of our other fun stuff. The Instagram to see updates when we go live, clips edited by Brett, and memes made by Dono. The merch store to have a small piece of our channel with you. We're going to work on updated merch sometime throughout this year. We're going to have a meeting about that. You'll see some new stuff sometime either this year or the beginning of next. And the Discord server where you can chat with us and all of the other ANIPOD fans. And as always, we appreciate anything that you do to support our show and to support the channel and what we do here. Anything helps. Do what you can, not what you feel like you have to, because yourself is important as well. We love you, and we thank you for watching, and with that, we get into another episode of the In-quyzz-ition. So last we left off, anyone who gives a succinct summary will gain a D4 on their next ability check.
There was a lot of money in a drawer that hasn't been spent or cashed in for a totaling of, hold on, math. This is 3,350 gold pieces. And a cashier check that was crossed off for some random note that was apparently more important than whatever money was on there. Zog got in a boat race in which there was a sore loser that he almost left stranded, but he didn't. He's a good person. Allie brought home some leftovers from their family dinner. Zog got a call from Samora. Wasn't important enough, so I didn't write anything down. Burk got a call from Abernathy, so now we're avoiding dealing with the quest that Allie got from their estranged father, and we are instead going to go do that quest. That will be fun. We're going to Portland, which is a land not of ports.
Yeah, a landlocked city named Portland.
Yeah, which is an interesting choice for a name. Anyway, we got a visit from Paladin from the lawyer office. Don't remember if that was relevant or important. There was a sky whale. Lots of rain.
She gave Zog the check for the reward for helping her. The check for the reward for helping her with her lawyer firm.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because the call was originally going to be, like, come on down to my office, I'll reward you for you helping me, and then Zog was like, nope, click.
There was a whale in the sky that caused rain. Sundial gave it pats, which was the opposite of what we wanted to do. So it tried to follow us.
Maybe the opposite of what you wanted to happen.
Well, so Allie went downstairs and played blackjack with Malthus to get out of the rain, and that's all I have.
And that was basically where the session ended. So I did mention last time that we were going to pick up with Zog either stopping the boat or powering through and taking a level of exhaustion. Zog's not here, so I'm going to make that decision for him. and Zog is going to find an outcrop to park the boat for the night. So you will begin the session with either, because this outcrop is not an official outcrop. There is no like rest stop here. There's no sign. There's no mooring. There's just, okay, this is a little rivulet that I can take the boat down and park it, and we can move back out of it to continue in the morning or when someone else wants to drive. So that means watches. So amongst the people who are here, I would offer Sundial can drive. Sundial can drive.
Doesn't mean he should, though.
It doesn't mean that he should.
And I think out of all of us,
respectfully,
he is the best one to do that.
Respectfully, until you get here, Dono, I'm not going to make Sundial drive. Not without you here. So, for
I
now,
can drive.
we'll... No, can you? No.
Would you?
Can you? No, you can't. No.
No.
That was
Should I? Yes.
Should you? Yes. Can you? No.
Yes, should you?
I think we would like to
Absolutely
make it to
not.
Portland safely. That's
I don't
why we're
know.
not having Sundial drive the boat. I don't know about that.
I'm not
can
sure
roll?
which is worse.
What do you mean
Willow
you can
or
roll?
Sundial?
Okay. I thought you were donating blood.
Literally like this.
Ollie can drive. Never has before. Sure, it would go fine.
No one is
Yeah.
driving.
Wait, no, you have before. When we were doing when it was
Oh, yeah, that
the
ended
river
Oh my
well.
God! Wait, Allie has driven
you
before.
did. You
Yeah.
ended up running into
How
another
confident
boat.
are
It
you
ended
in
so
driving
well.
at night?
Oh, so confident.
Said with the confidence of a mouse with
What
the
is
cheese
the
in its
roll that has
mouth.
to be made to attempt to drive?
It would be a water vehicles check, which the last time I checked, Zog was the only person who has water vehicle proficiency.
Yeah.
So it would be harder, but not impossible for anyone to do. Again, respectfully. The
not a good
only
idea.
person I would maybe trust to try to drive would be Sundial, and I'm not going to do that until they're here. So
What? Wait. But what skill is that?
it's
Because, like,
water
maybe my skill-
vehicles. It's
No, but like,
if I remember correctly, it's intelligence.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Pass on that. Ellie's not the brightest tool or light bulb.
Because
You get
like
it.
Are
land
you below
vehicles,
zero?
land vehicles would be like dexterity or
I have a 10 in that.
yeah.
Plus 0.
Yeah,
Because
no,
land
yeah.
vehicles is like
I have a
dexterity
plus
because you're basically
plus
piloting
two.
like a cart, like it's finer movements than it is for boats.
I would
Boats are not
trust myself
fine movements.
last.
Boats are long, prolonged, calculated movements. Sundial got a
I mean,
15.
I have the dexterity.
Dono!
Dono, you're not here.
Well, make your way here and you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
Just
That is-
video
that'll be his
from
check when
the
he
don't
does
do that.
make it here.
Okay.
Yeah, don't.
Don't do that.
Here's
That'll
what
be
I'll
his
do.
check for
Yeah.
that.
I will pluck that 15 and hold onto it for when Sundial is here.
Put an
And
opinion
if
in.
Sundial is like taking a watch and wants to drive during that watch, because that's what Zog has been doing, has been taking a watch while he's been driving, then I will let you do that. Because you're not here right now, having problems with blood,
That is such a loaded statement. What do
it'll
you
be-
mean?
It's taking a minute. Again, I do have a thing that the party can do. It just
do it.
requires one person to be on a watch while the boat isn't moving. Like,
I'll do it.
I'd probably
Okay.
take the first watch.
Okay, fair enough.
Had to switch arms halfway. Oh God. Oh wait, no, yeah, plasma does that.
Oh.
Yeah. No, plasma does do that. That's right.
Yeah,
I
So-
can't do it, so just
I don't weigh enough.
Quinlan is taking first watch. Make a perception check for your watch. Please.
Alright.
That was so much more effort than I wanted to put in for this.
It's good. Good discourse. We had a good conversation.
Yeah.
We did.
If it's based on intelligence, I should never touch the boat.
You know. Same. We're in the same boat, Burk.
Perception.
Yeah.
They're playing chess. We're
14
playing checkers.
total.
It's okay.
14 total?
Yes.
I was
All
never good
right.
at checkers. Abernathy is always better.
So,
My perception is a +1.
Oh,
so
buddy.
we got a 13 on the die.
so 14. As you're kind of sitting, describe how you're taking this watch to start off with. You know.
Doing rounds on the boat, keeping an eye out for waterborne and airborne things that could be a threat.
Guy whiz.
Assuming that the boat is on like an autopilot, or like whoever is driving is good. If that's me, okay.
Okay, this is while the boat is sitting still.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
No,
docked at
it
the
would
moment.
be
Just taking rounds.
taking rounds, climbing up to the highest point, and just kind of soaking up the quiet. We haven't had a lot of that in a long time, so
So, the highest point on Zog's boat is the top of his trawler crane. A little crane that he has for, like, loading cargo onto the boat, loading, like, you know, netted fish or netted cargo, whatever. And he has installed, as has been mentioned in the past, a little crow's nest on the top of that crane. But it's not as tall as, like, a sailing ship's crow's nest. It's a high vantage point, though. And on about your third or fourth time, like, kind of climbing up there and taking a look around, off in the distance, in the direction you're going, traveling the opposite direction, you see a single faint blue glow, like a point of light traveling down the river, it looks like, in the direction that opposite the direction you're headed.
so
Coming towards you, going back towards Newark City. At this point, I would say the outcropping you found was just before the intersection between the Oak River and the main river, the Coleman River, that you had been following to get to the Oak River. So you're still on the Oak River, but, like, the Coleman River is very close. And you see this blue light kind of traveling towards you. A couple minutes go by, and you're, like, tracking this light as it's getting closer. When your eyes adjust to the light coming from that boat and, like, to the rest of the darkness around you, you see what appears to be a very rickety, old, rotten rowboat with a humanoid figure kind of sitting inside it and, like, just rowing. It's a single-person rowboat. But as you look closer, make an investigation check. As it's getting closer.
7.
7. Nothing seems too odd other than the fact that this boat doesn't look like it should be floating. It's like literally rotten. Like, you've seen rotten boats that float because they're rotten up here. You can see a hole actively dipping below the waterline and it's still somehow floating. That's fucking weird. And then all of a sudden, the rower of this boat, wearing kind of like a tattered hood and like a longer cloak, and like these hands, kind of one gloved hand, one ungloved hand, holding the oars and rowing, like looks up towards you, and you see a pair of like beady, glowing yellow eyes, kind of looking right at you.
Oh,
No. I will
that
go
would
ahead
have
and
been a
confirm.
good callback.
I
though.
will go ahead and confirm. No, this is not exactly that person.
I mean,
But wait and see.
Sundial told us about it, so
Yeah, but wait. About what? What are we talking about?
some weird story. I don't know.
Yeah,
weird
Sundial was a very
yeah.
good storyteller sometimes.
know.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and get.
And you can see as he rows
closer?
closer to the boat, you see him kind of like make a little move to pull up alongside the boat. As he's noticed that you are awake and watching.
I'm gonna fly down. Land close. Walk over to that side of the ship. Good evening.
You just hear. Labored either through age, work, or something else.
Is there anything you need help with?
He like sets the oars so that they're like in their holding places, and he reaches back behind him and grabs a large, what appears to be either a crate or a sack, a large container, and he puts it under one arm, and he points to the box, points to you, and makes a gesture of like, can I embark your vessel? Can I get on your boat? You can make another investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah.
Now that he is closer, now that you can see him a little better.
Yeah. And hopefully, because if I roll low or shitty again with this one, I'm going to chuck it.
I can't wait to
15.
just
15?
Not terrible.
Not
got
terrible
another
at all.
I was waiting to see.
You said
it just get
15 or
thrown.
13?
I got a 13 on the die plus 2 is 15.
Okay, 15 total.
Yes.
You kind of look over his clothes again, and you see some holes in his clothes, and through the holes in his clothes, you see rotting flesh. Like, scant flesh. You look at his hand, and it is a very bony, rotten, skeletal hand. And deep under the darkness of the hood, you see like a skeletal face. Like half, like from here down is all bones, no skin. However,
religion check.
in the same breath, yeah, go ahead.
Seeing that, it just sparked it might be a spiritual or religious experience.
You know, actually, yeah, go ahead and make your religion check.
Nat 20. It was cocked, and then I rolled it, and it bounced to a 20 and just stopped. I'm not touching that.
Natural 20.
It didn't want to get yeeted this time.
Apparently. And that's probably
Interesting.
the only one I'm going to get for a couple of sessions, too.
I feel that.
Why couldn't have been, during a boss fight?
We're gonna need it in Portland. I have a feeling.
That laugh confirms it.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
Depending on what y'all dealt with Abernathy's previous mission for y'all.
There's something skeevy about that man.
Hold on. Okay. Natural
friendly.
20 religion check. There isn't too much talk in the Feywild of Kelemvor, the god of the dead. But Kelemvor and his disciples, his acolytes, are all dead. It's right in the name. He is like the overseer of the first layer of like the underworld where souls go to be sorted into their afterlives, etc. But you look at this person and you don't see any markings of Kelemvor on him. In fact, you see a patch on his robe where it looks like a marking would have been that has been very intentionally ripped away. And looking at him again, he's not aggressive. The labored breathing is because he's dead, not aggressive. He seems to be a passive, skeletal being. And from that logic, you gather that this person either escaped from the land of the dead or was sent from the land of the dead to do something, but by the rip on the chest, you think it's the former and not the latter. AKA a very interesting individual. But he seems to be like, he doesn't seem to have a message about him other than like gesturing at the crate. The best you can gather is that there's something in the crate that he either wants to show you or he wants you to like interact with. And from your religion check, his intentions seem fairly neutral in the matter.
I'm not in the habit of shooting the messengers, so I'm, while still fully armed, I will extend a gloved hand to help him up onto the deck.
Grabs your hand and kind of takes steps on the side of the boat, which has grooves marked in it for embarking from the water. Kind of like vaults over the side. And when he stands with a large hunch in his posture and bowed legs, and like he looks like he is struggling to stand because he's dead. And he sets the crate down at his feet. And then he opens the crate, and you see it opens on a hinge. And you look inside and you see a flat layer with what looks like trinkets on it. And then he reaches in and takes the flat layer out and hangs it on the side of the crate. And you see another flat layer, trinkets. Takes that flat layer out, hangs it on the other side of the crate. And then looks down and you see a flat layer with more bulky items that he like pulls up flush with the other two. And he then, and only then, begins to speak. And I'll bring my mic closer so that I will maybe pick up more of what he's saying, because he is dead.
Life was a smuggler, a thief, a brigand. In death, I continue the same. And I, somewheres for you. You help support me in my earthly travels.
And you look at these trinkets and you realize that looks like it's made out of, like, brimstone. That looks like a family heirloom that was buried with a person that they took to the afterlife with them. That looks like a weapon held by a guard of hell that you just escaped from. All of these trinkets come from the afterlife. And he sells them to people. Yes.
Does that make him a grave robber or something else?
That makes him an undead smuggler.
But he
took at least this crate, if not more, from the afterlife with him to sell it to the people of the surface. Which means he found a way to escape from the afterlife to come back
pickpocket
to the surface.
I'm gonna workshop his title. Okay.
I do not remember the name, but you can call me the peddler.
Peddler, peddler.
Very well.
So, looking at his wares,
Yes.
as I previously mentioned, a weapon from a Hell's Guard, looks like a short sword, looks like an infernal short sword, not too dissimilar from the infernal long sword that you saw Mavrin using. You see a family heirloom, but taking a closer look at it, it looks like a pocket watch, and taking an even closer look at it, it looks like a pocket watch that does something when you interact with it. You see several gemstones that are only available in the extra planes. As I previously mentioned, brimstone. You see polished hellforge slag, which glows a bright iridescent orange, and as if it is constantly ever burning of lava and flame, but cold to the touch, just like any other gemstone. Some of the bigger objects, you see what appears to be almost like, how do I put it, a singlet, like a single piece of cloth that kind of like a robe, kind of like a tunic, but like looks like it would fit a little tighter than that. And it also appears that it would be worn underneath clothes or armor, etc. And it kind of has an iridescent feel to it as well. But like, you also notice that all of these items, they didn't all come from the same level of the afterlife. Like, that's from the Hells, that's from the Abyss, that's from Gehenna, that's from Hades. That, like, all of these are from different levels of undead or afterlife, which you find even stranger. Notedly, he kind of like, it looks like he has more underneath the cloak, but but only from like glints and glances in the moonlight, and like he doesn't openly offer stuff from inside his cloak, but it looks like he's got stuff in his cloak.
What you buying?
What are you selling?
I had to.
I mean,
I said under the cloak and my mind immediately went to him.
Yeah, anyway.
Want to buy a sundial?
No thanks. It's like sundial from the corner. No thanks.
We are not in the business of selling people.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Hercules.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Hercules. Right. Yeah.
When they get to Thebes.
Want to buy a sundial? I like that actually. I forgot about that.
No
Well, I only have 1 gold, so it's not like I can really buy anything.
Do you say that out loud, or is that over table?
In character, I'll just be like, well, my good sir, you have come a long ways, but as a monk, I don't generally keep funds. Just enough to get by, I'm sure, much like yourself.
Other means of exchange can be negotiated. If the query, I wouldn't imagine you are alone with a vessel of such size.
Are any of the other 3 on the deck?
Are you?
How long has it been since it was raining? That
Like hours
is
ago.
dependent on-
Like
So it
hours
would
and
be
hours
dry
ago. Yeah,
up
it would
top?
be. It would have taken a while to dry, but it would have been dry by the time we've reached this moment now.
Ellie would probably go up to take a nap underneath the stars.
So Allie would be on the deck, and he would look over to the lounging cat and, like, look back to you, Sundial, and be... Not Sundial, Quinlan, sorry. And just say,
It is your business to disturb your... But they might find what I want to sell intriguing, even if you don't.
This is true. And there are a couple of people who might find some of these items very, very worthwhile. I turn, and there's a moment where he sees this temptation cross Quinlan's face. And then the surrender to it of just the clicking of the tongue to get the kitty's attention. and a light.
Ellie just like one eye just goes.
Apologies, I didn't think that would work.
as you open your eye, you see standing there Quinlan and a dead guy with a crate of things.
We have been visited by a peddler from far-reaching worlds.
He's dead.
Thus the far-reaching worlds.
Hey.
Greetings.
Ellie's still just like trying to figure out if this is like a dream or not. This is surreal for them. They're like, wait, I was asleep. Now
make a
there's
wisdom
dead
check.
man on a boat with a box of things.
Make a wisdom check.
Okay.
Some of them are
That's amazing.
glowing.
Is it a save or just a check?
I'll call it a save, sure.
Okay. I got a 4.
4? This is a dream. This is a dream. None of this is real.
Ellie, processing.
Nothing's real.
Oh
You're-
yeah, this is something we do. Yeah.
This is a weird dream.
A peddler of wares. How surreal. Hi, I'm Allie. Allie's like looking around for weird things that dreams tend to have, like maybe a sheep flying. There's nothing happening, but they're looking for it.
I
You're
will
looking
return
around and you're not
shortly
finding
with
anything
Burk.
too out of the ordinary. Other than
Okay.
this man.
This is the solo
So
quest.
I will go and wake Burk and their father.
I'm
Malthus!
le-
Oh
Alright.
no!
All right. I.
I'm left with this dude then?
Just for a minute. Just for a minute.
Imagine. Hold on.
Where's my deck? God
Okay,
damn
no,
it.
not even close. I rolled a D100 just to see if he would happen to have anything that Malthus might recognize. No, he doesn't. Not like anything personally of Malthus's, rather.
Rolled a 5 on my second check for wisdom.
5?
Well, that would have been.
Yeah, I was like, would Allie do this to test the range of their dreams? Absolutely. They pull out the deck of many things.
Oh, God. Okay.
You think it's a dream? They can waste a card in a dream.
It's a dream? Sure. Yeah, it's a dream.
Why not?
Okay.
If I come back and you're dead on the deck, I'm gonna attack this guy.
I'm just gonna walk up.
We are
It's not
killing
even
this
gonna
guy.
be
like-
You're just gonna
Not
pull a
even
card?
question.
Just like that?
No, I'm gonna offer it to the dude.
You're gonna
Oh.
The dream, why not?
You're gonna offer the deck to the.
For him to
Okay.
draw
Why
a
not?
card.
It's a dream.
Hold on. Pause.
I would roll a
Pause.
5. They're like, can dead people pull
Pause.
cards? I don't know.
Pause. Hold on.
Roll the 5. Let's do it.
Oh, he's,
I need the Dungeon Master's Guide. There it is.
Look at us failing our impulse.
I need to pull up.
checks.
I need to pull up the deck of many things.
I have my deck
Again.
here.
Is it here? No, it's in artifacts.
I would like to refer to Malthus now. Whenever he's under the deck, he's the space heater when it's cold.
I love that.
He is
Allie and
the
Malthus
space
are gonna be
heater.
best friends.
Yeah,
I
y'all
could
were already playing
see-
poker downstairs during the
I
rain.
could see Allie doing circles around where Malthus is below
There it
deck,
is.
but on the
Okay.
deck and just laying down
You-
above him.
Okay, so you
Okay,
stand up.
ISIS.
I'm gonna stand. I stand up.
You walk
and I'm
over
left
to
alone to
the
a
peddler.
solo quest by the NPC in my dream.
You walk over to the
Right.
peddler
NPC Quinlan.
with the deck of many things in your hand.
And first I walk over. I go, my name is Allie. Do you have a name?
You may call me the peddler.
All right, Petalier. I have So I haven't tried this out with anyone except for like a devil. Do you want to? I have this thing, and it won't hurt. I just want to see if I don't know what's in the deck, but maybe my subconscious can do like the thing to tell me what's in the deck.
Pull a card.
Yeah. So I have this. Do you want to play a game of cards? It's really easy. So you try to guess the number card, and then you pull a card, and if you get it right, I'll give you all the money in my pockets. I'm not gonna tell you ahead of time how much money I have in my pockets, but I'll let you.
This is some Bilbo Baggins shit. I love it.
Oh, this is great.
I
What?
told you that what Allie wants to do with this deck is nothing you've ever seen before. Here it is, folks.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh, I love this.
Okay.
Ooh, this is fun.
Okay.
Ooh.
First, the peddler is going to look at the deck in your hand. And not immediately recognize what it is.
Please tell me that was like a natural one.
It was an 8, but he doesn't
Oh,
have the
well,
best
still,
wisdom.
Oh,
And is also, this is a legendary magical item. Not everybody knows what this is.
Should probably shuffle this.
oh my god, are we gonna get free items?
But if you get it wrong, if you guess the wrong card, I get to take a pick out of your box. I won't keep it because this is not real, but like just for
Okay.
evens, evens.
Second thing second, because he didn't immediately recognize what it was, now I need you to make a persuasion check
Yeah.
with the peddler.
Yeah, I have a +7 to that. Let's do it.
Please.
He rolled a high insight.
I got a 23.
He didn't roll that high.
Oh, I love this.
He,
So
Like, it's just a
he-
fun
this
game,
isn't
you know?
kind of
Welcome to
like-
Whoa, like good time. It's any card.
You have the air of a criminal about you.
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
One that I recognize from my life. One that means as I am familiar, I'm willing to play along. You seem like the expedient type
first and foremost, how quickly are you waking up, everybody? Are you taking your time gently waking them up, or are you gonna like wake up quick and come back? Like,
I've dealt with a
How
few
deep
barbarians.
are we sleeping?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you
With Willow, I know exactly how to wake her up, so she's first and very quick.
Yeah.
And then with Burk, barbarian, it's just gonna be a pounding on the door, or shut, like a violent shake, because barbarians tend to sleep very deeply.
you find Burke snoring.
The urge to drop the hand in a glass of warm water is very strong.
It's chaos above deck.
So you're
Ever since
taking your time.
hell.
Cut back. All right.
you?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just saying the urge is
I
there.
would like to point out that when he says he sees a certain criminal in me, Allie is like, I've never been so insulted by my own subconscious. Like, they're thinking that. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, subconscious me is being a dick today.
Yeah.
You got issues to work through.
You
No, this
do.
negative
do.
self-talk needs to be processed.
You need some therapy.
Yeah.
As
Need some group therapy.
continues.
You seem like the expedient. And, well,
I'm trying to think of the word.
Well, first.
Well, yeah.
well-versed type.
Thanks. Are you gonna pull a card or not? Don't forget to guess the number.
Just gonna make one more check. Your persuasion was high enough.
23. It was a 16 plus 7.
Rolled a high number that time.
Do I need to roll again to contest it?
He kind of continues by saying, he will slowly put a hand up and begin to reach for the box, for the deck box. But before he puts a hand on it, he says,
Nothing from my personal stand.
and grabs a card.
Fair enough.
And he pulls a card from the deck
the
of
one off
many
the top?
things. Just take the one off the top, yeah. Oh no, wait, before he does that, hold on. Before he does that,
You said I must guess.
oh, okay, he pulls it and puts it behind
yeah.
him so he doesn't see what it is.
Okay. Yeah, guess the card from a 52 pickup.
He's gonna insight your face. That is a 19 insight. I'll say that he pulled it in such a way that you can see what card it is. So you can actually see what card he has just pulled. And now I need to know what card he pulled because I need to know what's about to happen to him.
It's a King of Hearts. Oh, if it will show. I don't know if
Oh no. Oh, what a card.
it's a King of Hearts. Which I'm really hoping isn't my wish card, because I was told that I had that from the devil.
Oh no.
Allie still thinks it's the dream. You all can't judge them for this.
Oh. Oh no.
They were woken up by going psst, psst, psst.
Oh no. What if I got
I was trying to be nice in the wake up.
Campaign derailed. I'm ready. Let's do
Did
it.
I just-
No,
I'm
this
go.
isn't storyline derailing.
Okay.
But for those of you who are fans of one of our other shows, this card might sound familiar. King of Hearts directly translates to the card I'll explain the card after he guesses. So you know what it is. His insight, something on your face gives a tell.
Mm-hmm.
Is of a high value. Perhaps even a face. One that you recognize. I will
Not
say,
until recently.
I will say,
Now, how am I gonna roleplay him guessing? Am I just gonna like roll a die? I'll say if it's a face, he'll roll a d4 because there's three faces
So-
plus an ace.
Jack would be 1 and ace would be 4.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, king would be
Yeah.
Jack, queen, king, ace would be 4.
it is the Jack of Spades.
And he pulls it around and then reads what the card actually is. The peddler has pulled throne. Is anyone in this party familiar with the throne card other than myself?
I don't know what any of the deck of many things does.
He
I
just-
think I remember it.
I'm pretty sure it's the one where you become the king of a place.
You gain proficiency in the persuasion skill, and you double your proficiency on checks made with that skill. So you gain expertise in persuasion, basically. In addition, you gain rightful ownership of a small keep somewhere in the world. However, the keep is currently in the hands of monsters, which you must clear out before you can claim the keep as yours.
Yeah, fun times.
So as he looks at this
Good luck, bud.
card, the look on his face goes from like confusion to a feeling of energy radiating through him as the effect of the card takes place now that he's read the card. And then a very large, ominous smile crosses his face. And we're going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these quick 3-minute break. See you in a bit.
in hell, but it's
Hello and welcome back to the In-quyzz-ition, where just the what is it, the square dub or whatever, those people that do the Sonic fan dubs, something just happened. Snapcube dub comes in, something just happened. Quinlan,
yeah.
you, Willow, Burk, and I'll say Sundial too, just for the sake of it.
Malthus up as well.
And Malthus.
Our space heater.
All reappear on the top deck at the same moment as a card has been pulled from the deck of many things by an undead smuggler known as the Peddler. A card that he has now gained the knowledge from the card, and as he watches the card fizzle and disappear into like a puff of flame out of his hand, you feel a warmth emanating from inside the deck box as you watch like the fizzle happen. As you all see that a card has fizzled from his hand. Also, that means that the card that Dissipator pulled, he destroyed when he pulled it, because it was his choice to. So that card doesn't exist in this deck
he gave me a
anymore.
new one to replace it.
Hmm?
He gave me a new one to replace it, the one I asked how to permanently disfigure
Oh, no,
a god.
yeah, he did make a new one. He made a new
got rid
one
of it
and
got
like...
rid of it.
Did you make a
He
note
made
of
one
what that card
looked
was,
like
by
it
the
was-
way?
It was whatever one I put it in the deck.
Yeah.
She told me to put it in the deck, but I don't remember. I don't think I know what one it was. He just said that it would do what I wanted it to do if I managed to pull it for luck. I think it was supposed to be the wish one. I think.
No, it wasn't the wish one.
Oh.
I didn't
I did
reveal
not
what
write
it
down
was.
what one it was.
I didn't reveal
Yeah.
what it was
I
because
just
it
said
was
he put
it
it
was
in- I
just
put it in
something. It was just something that he could cancel himself because he's a god. Like,
Yeah.
It was a custom one.
yeah. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure he gave you a custom one when he destroyed that one. Like, so you don't know
looked like
what
it
it
had
is.
him on the card. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a card that was like looked like his face, and he put that into your deck. You saw him do that, and he did that, and it
And he said it would do what I wanted
binded.
it to do
It
if I
binded
did
with the Okay, so anyway, putting all of that aside, the Peddler has drawn the Throne card, and for those of you that don't know what that is, that means that the Peddler is now the owner of a keep. And because he knows that, he has an ominous smile, a toothy smile, across his face.
When he gets there, he needs to get a bicycle. The pedaling peddler.
Ha! Ha!
Take a pity inspiration, Burk.
The prestigious peddling peddler, though, because he owns the keep.
Yeah.
True. Triple P.
PPP, if you will. The triple P.
So yeah, take a inspiration point, Burk. Also, Allie doesn't need to go with an explanation. Take an inspiration
No,
point,
don't inspire
please.
me for that.
No,
Don't inspire me for
fucking
that.
incredible
Why?
moment, first and foremost.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
And then
was
you
cool,
all
man.
see the Peddler, like standing there smiling greatly and looking at you, Allie. What is something that would make you realize this isn't a dream? Him touching you and like him breathing on your face. Because that's what he's about to do.
Wisdoms
Okay.
until I
The
would.
toothy grin comes across his face. Make a wisdom save.
Okay. I got a 6.
Still a dream. He
I'm just
puts
like,
his
wow,
arm. He
he's
puts his
really
arm.
creepy.
He puts his arm on you,
It's really creepy.
and he puts his arm on you, and he says to you,
Oh, okay, we're touching. Cool.
It looks like I'm lost. You can have one of my things. But in return, I would greatly appreciate your help to reap the grander reward that I have now been
mean, sure. Well, I'm probably gonna wake up in like a little bit because I don't know how long I've been in the dream, but I'll help you as long as I got. Can I? I won't be able to keep the thing you gave me either, but I'd love to look at your stuff because
He looks
I'm
at
curious.
you. Okay. He will look at you and he will simply laugh.
Quinlan,
Are we?
why is
Make another
Ellie
wisdom
talking
save
to a
with
skeleton?
advantage.
We're
You're
we're
really
back
trying
at
to give
this
me the
point,
best.
you
Okay,
said,
one.
Right?
Huh?
You
What?
said we were back at this point, right?
Yes, you are back. So you
got
see the peddler
15.
doing this. 15.
Is-
Yeah.
This isn't a dream.
Huh?
You know those moments in animes where like the main
What?
character, you know those moments in animes where like the main character will all of a sudden be in a white void with like lines on their head and a sweat drop and like you'll hear that like bing, like that really discordant tone and they'll have that look on their face like wait a minute. That but like real. This isn't a dream. He just did that. You just gave him that and he's really asking you for your help.
I just
Like
wanted a
you get
card.
that moment of realization of just like clink, like sound of glass breaking and like no, this isn't a dream. No, wait, you just made him pull a card. Yeah, did you actually hurt yourself?
No.
Okay.
Stellar
Yeah,
acting.
as he like as his chuckle turns into like an actual like a little bit more of a hearty laugh like
Stop touching me. That's cool.
and he as you
turns
brush
into the light
as you
young and
brush
they
his
laugh.
as you
brushes it
brush
up.
his hand away and he like please you
Give me a
made
second.
the
Just 1 second.
you
Why did I
made
do
the
that?
choice to play
Why?
this game.
Why is Ellie talking to a skeleton?
1 moment. I'm gonna rush over to my friends.
Yeah. As you like rush over and you see them like
I think I just had this guy. I thought I was dreaming, and I just had this person. This isn't
Skeleton?
as,
sure.
as he
Pull
like
a card from my deck. I think he got a good card because he's still here, but I just wasted a card from the deck of many things, and now he wants my help, and I don't think I can have a second person that I don't know very well ask me for help. Quinlan, help!
Oh,
Sounds about right.
you did also say, "Oh sure, I'll help you. I with whatever time I have. Like I'll wake up in a little." The only part,
yeah, I
the
did-
only part
I
that
did
threw him off
definitely
was the fact that you said you were sleeping. So you said you would help him.
Yeah, also, I did also already say that I would help him, which is the second time I promised to help, said I would help someone that I didn't actually intend to tell them that I would help them. Are you? Was that a contractual agreement? I tried yelling at
As you're yelling back at him,
skeleton.
he says,
Only if you need it to be to gain any benefit from it.
1 moment. I don't think it's legally binding.
Not, but making a deal with the dead. There
Hold on
comes
a moment.
certain.
"Hold on a moment. Wait
To
a
be
minute.
fair, I
Wait-
thought I was dreaming.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna roll a D100.
sweet.
I'm gonna roll a D100 just to check and see if someone is watching."
Of course.
Oh no.
Like that.
They are.
No. No.
Oh,
no.
crap.
Wait. What's happening?
This is.
So I was
is
treating this
so
roll as a
bad.
divine intervention roll. Under 10, like 10 or less. I rolled an 8.
No. What is happening? No. No.
This is a really bad episode for Dadley to miss.
Oh, very
No,
bad
not
episode.
Umberly. No, not Umberly. Sorry.
Okay, good, because I would have been like, this
wanna
watery
deal with
tart.
her
If this
without-
watery tart shows up right now.
No.
If this
Suddenly-
saltwater Laffy Taffy shows up.
This
Suddenly-
sodden maiden shows up in this damn boat right now.
Fuck. Hold on, I gotta look up specifics on a certain deity
Oh,
here.
no. Oh,
I don't know what
no.
your intention was for this episode, but I think I have thoroughly derailed it, and I'm so sorry.
No, I did in fact say that this would probably be a centerpiece if it's played correctly. Not in this way, but like...
You can never expect the trail to stay on tracks for very
No.
long with this
No.
group.
No, if it's not Sundial, it's me.
Yeah.
If it's not me, it's Willow.
Dead bodies?
Only
And
during
I'm
special times
constantly-
if I
Willow,
touch
there's a dead
something
body
that
right there.
activates my thing.
Oh.
And I am
alive.
constantly
Undead.
put in
The
charge
dead
of the
undead.
Chaos Goblins.
I can be the possible chaos at some point,
That's true.
depending on my soul.
Our little Chaos Gremlins, I am constantly paired with.
Sorry,
Having to-
Father Quinlan.
I am
Interesting.
the Chaos
Quinlan's the,
Manager.
Okay,
the
so-
exhausted dad of the
Interesting.
group. Just like...
Interesting.
Please don't send me home. I'm trying to behave.
Okay.
I like being out
Go
of
to your
the out of the
room.
hall. No.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
the air grows cold and quiet.
That's not good.
Like, to the point where I'm gonna shut down all of, like, the background music because that's how quiet it is. Hold on.
I haven't even been hearing it.
Have I not been sharing my sound?
I didn't even
No.
notice.
What?
He has been.
I have
I have,
been.
I have like the sound of wind maybe in the background.
Yeah, that
I
is,
thought that was
that's
somebody's
the
AC.
background,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought that was the
I
AC.
feel like
I'll be honest, or the heat.
oh,
Very subtle.
it was
It's
just
good.
so quiet that I couldn't tell. Okay.
Very ambient.
Oh, my air purifier was on.
There we
so
go.
I couldn't hear it.
Okay.
Oh, now it's silent.
Oh,
And then, not too
Dippy,
far away,
Dippy, I don't hear anything.
and then not too far away, you hear the chime of a bell, and you see what looks like something begin to, like, apparate from the air and the ground not too far from your boat.
I'm scooting closer to Quinlan for protection and
This
Burk.
was on a divine intervention roll of an 8, which came off of 3 failed wisdom saves to believe whether or not he's in a dream, which came off which turned into a pulled card from an undead being who may or may not have been a follower of Kelemvor. As you watch what appears to be a doorway, a triangle, you know the doorway from Treasure Planet, like a single point and a triangle that comes down and like opens. You see a point appear in space that is in the shape of a holy symbol, a skeletal hand holding a set of scales, like Libra scales, balancing scales. And from that point comes 2 rays of light that appear towards the ground, and the energy of gray and purple, like light and energy, appear as the peddler sees this happening as well and begins to... If a skeleton could show fear, he would. In this
I'd say
moment.
his bones would be rattling.
Rattling bones. Yeah. As
It's
he
his
like,
ribcage.
you watch as the peddler, like, in one motion, flips the trinkets into the box, closes it, and falls backwards off the boat into his rowboat.
Oh no!
I
No!
chased
As
to
he-
catch him.
As
I'm
he
going.
Can I
no,
do it
as,
as a
no,
reaction?
wait a second.
He owes me a
Wait,
trinket,
wait.
damn it.
Wait a second. As he like does this motion, just kind of let this happen, as if y'all are stunned that this is happening. You're about
Fair enough.
You're about to share an appearance with it, an appearance of a god. So calm down.
Nice stuff, though. You're right.
As you see, fuck, as you see, a dark black robed figure appear in the midst of this portal. They levitate off the ground in an imposing stature. You can see the inside of a cloak, you can see like the inside of a cloak sash that like goes down around the shoulders and down the sides of his body, and the inner trim is purple, made of what appears to be some of the finest silks. You see a hood over his head with a purple trim around the apparatus of the hood, and a belt around his waist made of the same purple satin with a belt buckle that shares the likeness of his symbol. A gaunt face, but fleshy nonetheless. Deep, sunken black eyes, and holding you know how black fire looks like a glow, but it's dark? A black, fiery Zweihander down in front of his body as he floats forward. And lands upon the deck, taking the sword off to one side. I can copy this image. I will send to the Enviros and Characters chat the likeness of Kelemvor that is on their website, that is on the wiki. As he stands before you, he looks about his environment. He sees an empty boat deck with people standing on it, and doesn't see what he expects to see. And he looks to your group and says,
"Where is he?"
Points over to the deck, the side of the deck that he just fell off of. As he looks over and picks up off the ground again and levitates over to the side of the deck and looks down. And from over the side of the deck, you hear even more intense labored breathing than he was already doing. He's not making an attempt to get away. He's
Not
just,
sneaky at all.
you don't see him making an attempt to get away. He's simply if the camera were to point at this scene, you would see Kelemvor looking over the side of the boat, and you see the peddler huddled up, hugging his crate and rocking back and forth in his rowboat. As
I was ready for the Tom and Jerry just rolling away. Super.
Trying not to be seen, but doing a really bad job at it.
Buddy.
And Kelemvor goes,
There you are.
as he points and in one swift motion gestures a hand up, and you see him rise, still clutching onto his crate, telekinetically into the air, in an arc over Kelemvor's head and onto the deck. The crate smashes on the deck of the boat. The trinkets go flying across the deck, hither and thither, as the peddler looks down and goes, "No, no," and he starts to scramble along the deck, grabbing for little trinkets that came out of the crate, the smashing remains of the crate, and grabbing, handfulling, into cloak, and Kelemvor lands behind him, and a long reverberating metal thud as he slams the blade of his sword into the deck of the boat, and a loud resonant metal clang, deafening even. extends out over the horizon. Crows caw in the distance and fly away from the tree that they were perched in, the dead tree that they were perched in, but nonetheless. And it gets silent again. I will put on... Oh, no, that's just eerie noise. As he sets himself down and says, oh, that's not a continuous track? No, it's not. Never mind. I'll just do this. I'll just do... Oh, God. Oh, I know. River of Blood.
Yeah, that'll work.
Sure.
There we go.
At least was there
Because you are on a river. Because you are on a river after
yeah.
all. Oh, you are on a river after all. As he sets himself down behind the peddler, Kellamfor looks down at him and goes,
You've been rather busy.
and he, like, the peddler, like, rotates around faster than you've ever seen a skeleton move. Rotates around. Skeleton moving. Huh, how funny. And, like, puts a hand up. He puts a hand up and says,
Lord Death, you... It has been quite some time. Oh, some time.
that is funny. As he, like, stands him up with a telekinetic jaunt, like, makes him stand on his feet. And you see, as he, like,
Why don't we get you looking a little nicer for your guests?
and, like, you watch as in one swift motion a swirl of energy appears around the peddler, and from the bottom up he is rejuvenated. He looks to go from rags and raggedy, torn and patchy and bones and rotten flesh to healthy, new, full of life again, but not completely. Kind of like an aura of life. The aura of life is missing, but the visage of life is present as he reveals, like, who the peddler looked like in life. And he, like, feels his face and, like, what? And then he goes, Lord Death, as he realizes that he's speaking in his own voice again for the first time in centuries.
You have not made much acquaintance recently.
As he puts a hand up, as Kellamfor puts a hand up.
I believe you are misleading. A slight hint. It would be you who has not been acquainting himself with me. You who were so devout those many decades and centuries ago.
And who would have thought, looking over at Allie, it would take a sleepwalker
to finally reveal where you've been. Much appreciated, by the way.
No.
and looks back to the peddler.
You've been taking things.
And he looks around, and he looks at him dead in the face like, what? No, and then looks around the deck and, like, sees all the things and is like, I might have. But they were all unimportant things that no one was using anymore.
Right. Right. Things like a mother's necklace that was given to her grave by her daughter. Things like the sword of the guard of the tomb of a hero. Yes, unimportant. They weren't being used, and you were going to find a use for them? I mean, maybe, like, I'll take that as a no, you would not. You imagine that as he struggles to find the words to speak. Kelemvor, like, looks to him. He approaches. Actual footstep approaches him. As he leaves his sword, like, embedded in the deck of the boat, perfectly standing straight up and still glowing with that black flame. He approaches his former follower, and you can see his robe rejuvenated does reveal a symbol of Kelemvor on the breast pocket, where it would have been in either life or his early undeath. Have you no sacred value of the things that belong to those that have passed on? He goes, I have you no respect for the dead? I have you no decency for my realm? As you see him, like, cowering under Kelemvor's, like, gaze, and you see Kelemvor's own eyes begin to, like, purple flame. You have disrespected not just me, but all who have passed, and all who will pass. And for that, you will be forsaken. But I already was. When I died. Where you're going, you'll only wish that you were dead. And he snaps, and the peddler is gone. As he sets himself down, cracks his neck, walks back over to his sword, and takes it, and then puts it on his back. It's not often that something like this happens. I'm willing to admit that. And my apologies for my demeanor. I don't like to step beyond if I can avoid it.
Still in Snape stance mode, just kind of a little bit more relaxed.
Kind of like hands in front of like all of your friends, like type deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just like
now kind of down, but still ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Burke's
Like-
hand was like on his sword, and then I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? God, sir?
I go by many names. I'm curious under which you know me by, because you surely
I don't know you.
Everyone make a religion check. And the
Did
level
I
the
choose
level
to fail this?
No. The number you get will determine what name you know Kelemvor under.
It's
Almost
time
17.
to use my dice that I bought for Burk.
Interesting.
My metal
Go
dice.
on. Uh-oh. Willow?
That's a 3, but I rolled a 1.
Oh! Natural
That's
one!
funny.
You only know him as the god of death. That's all that... Burk?
Okay.
It's 10?
Willow.
I got a 10.
You've heard Lord
Wait,
of the...
what is this check again?
You've
Am I
heard...
dumb?
Religion.
Religion.
Oh, religion? Oh, yeah, I know 10.
10. Allie?
I got a 17.
17. Quinlan?
I've been cursed by Willow. I rolled a 1 for a total of
Oof.
7.
Okay, well that
Like,
actually
I
makes
know the
sense.
most.
That actually makes sense because y'all are Fae. Like, this makes
Yeah.
less sense to you. You would only know him as the god of death. You wouldn't know any folklore names, any nicknames. You wouldn't even know his real name. With a 10, you have heard Lord Death. You've also heard the Judge of the Damned or the Great Guide. With a 17, you know Kelemvor by his name from stories that you were told as a child. And you just choose not to say it. And like,
Mr. God, Sir. Man. Not man. I have a question.
Whatever you know me by, you may refer to me by.
looking deep into your soul, Allie. Deep into your past.
Izzy, can I roll a constitution save to not be intimidated to use his name?
It's just the Ghost Rider stare.
He's using your name.
Make a con save.
It's wild.
Got an 11.
You feel like he wants you to call him by his name.
That wording is not said.
I want to point out, Allie has never said a god's name in this campaign, because Allie has a principle that they don't acknowledge people who believe they're immortal.
Go on. Say it.
Yeah, this is a weird. Okay, yeah. God of death. I have a question.
As you go to say God of death, you hear yourself say instead what everyone else hears is Kelemvor.
Kelemvor. Yep, that's your name. That's what people call you.
Believe you me. I know many things, but it will depend on the question.
I just want to know why you gave him back his skin if you were going to damn him. That seems pretty mean.
Because I look after all of those who are dead. And he is no longer my concern if he is being... if he has been forsaken to eternal life.
Is that a forsake? Fair enough. I don't want to know the complexities of if life is a curse or not. We all have our own opinions on that. Thanks.
My dear child,
Mm-hmm.
everything must pass on. And when they do, they pass through me.
That's not weird at all, yep.
You seem very uncomfortable with the premise of death.
You made it uncomfortable first. I mean, you should not be here with all like the fancy doorways and the sword and the, scattering all this stuff around. I'm owed one of these things, by the way. If you're gonna take these, one of these is
He
mine.
puts a hand up.
Nervous laughter. Fuck.
As you just like...
I was simply righting a wrong. He has been running away for a very long time. from a fate that he deserved. And I have given it to him. And you were the one that led me to him. So in that,
Oh, so I'm a snitch.
I will let you, within that, I will let you keep your end of the bargain that you made with him. You may have one of his things.
I'm just gonna grab
that
the
he
closest
had.
thing to me.
And you like reach down and like
Swoop down.
hand shaking, reach down,
Eye
grab,
contact the whole time. Just like, thanks.
hand
Put it in my
down, reach, grab, something, grab, put it under your cloak. I'll determine what that is later.
pocket. Don't even look at it.
Uh-huh. Sure. And he like nods. And there is still the matter of what he received.
That's between him and, well, I was gonna say God, but that's not really applicable here. Not my business.
It would have been if I hadn't forsaken him to an eternity of suffering, the likes of which has never been seen. But, now what was his should, I believe, rightfully be yours?
Ooh,
I mean, it is
Double
your deck, after all.
nah, double it, give it to the next person, I'll pass.
I don't know if he
What
would
did
want...
what did he win? I actually don't know what he got. I didn't see it.
He looks at you with a look of, like...
I feel like Ellie
Almost
saw the card but didn't process what it was.
No, you
They
didn't.
were so focused on it still
You
being a
didn't
dream.
process what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you had gifted him?
To be fair, I thought it was a dream, so I didn't really think he'd get anything. It was just kind of like a hoopah, you know. And then he told me it wasn't a dream, and I was supposed to help him. And yep, got it.
Allow me to elucidate then. Normally, my servants are not allowed to own anything, let alone land. What you had gifted him was control over his own land by way of a keep. Many fight and many die for such a thing, and to have it gifted to you is a sacred thing. But that is not something I can allow for my followers and my kin. But if you choose to accept his reward in his place, then you would become the keeper of your own land, the owner of a palace of riches, wondrous things, and depending on where you end up, maybe your own power. And that is something I am willing to belie, because I know that in the end, it will all come to me the same. So the choice is yours.
What's the word belie? Can I Google that real quick?
The choice is yours, Shadow of the Alley.
Yeah. Does belie mean allow?
Belie? I wanted to believe that when I said it, it meant he was going to allow you to make that choice. Or that he wasn't going to have any stake.
He was allow me to do something.
Or that he was going to have like a stake, or he wasn't going to interfere with a choice that you. Okay. He wasn't. Sorry, he's not going to interfere with a choice that you were going to have regardless. We got a hydrate and a stretch from Brett. Hey Brett, it's good to see you. I gotta go get some water. Give me 1 second.
Oh well. There's too many gods in this campaign.
Okay.
Met too many of them.
All right. So
far, yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if
humans.
we're winning. I'm sweating. That answers your question. Metaphorically.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
and
not going to interfere with
probably.
the choice that you would have had regardless. But he, you know.
I mean, sure. Riches, there's not really my thing, but I guess, land.
Then it's yours.
And you
Okay.
feel, as soon as he says, then it's yours, you don't feel an energy irradiate from him, but you feel an energy irradiate within yourself.
Okay.
As if the energy of the card being activated went from the peddler to you in one swift motion. And you gain the knowledge that the peddler gained in the same manner that the peddler gained it. Deep within the recesses of your mind, you see a mental picture. A picture of an old stone ruinous keep. At least as it would appear on the outside. High atop a hill, deep within a valley. Surrounded by green and life. Which is a bit of a foreign concept to you. I mean, you've lived here all your life. It's been garbage and trash and death and desert and water. But a whole valley of grass and flowers and birds and trees. And you come a little closer. I mean, Camden's Hall.
Sorry, I was responding to.
Oh, sorry. Very different.
Sorry.
Very different vibe. Large stone parapets and like thick granite, well, not granite, like thick limestone walls. a tiled cobble path leading directly to an entrance. And inside, darkness. Decay, ruin, and then from behind a corner of a wall, a hand, whether alive or dead, reaches and grabs the corner as you zoom back out and see high above you, start to zoom out and you see the castle, the hill, the valley, the country, the continent, the world. And the camera like shifts over to Quizz and zooms directly in to the continent, the country, the river, the boat, you, and like smacks you directly back into the face, bringing you back to yourself. And you look around, and you're the rightful owner of a keep. Also, you gain proficiency and expertise in persuasion.
Oh, because I didn't already have that. It's okay.
Did
You
you
get
already?
expertise, I
Did
think.
you already have that actually?
Hold on. I don't know how to add it after. I have. What do I have? In which one? Persuasion?
Expertise in persuasion.
Okay,
No,
so I
yeah,
have
that's it.
proficiency, so I can get expertise because I have proficiency.
Yeah, expertise in persuasion, and rightful ownership of a small keep somewhere in the world.
I get a plus 11 to my persuasion now. Everybody better watch out.
Hey.
Plus 11.
Yeah, and I get a keep. Fuck yeah, cool.
Can I interfere, Brett? What do you mean? Can I interfere? What are you talking about? You're not here.
Do I know what continent that is?
Make
Just so I can keep it in my notes.
Make a perception check. Or not a.
Perception check. Oh my god, perception check.
I'm trying to think. How would you like interpret what you just saw?
I mean, I would assume that Allie has looked at maps since they were on a
Sure.
a travel thing. I
Yeah,
don't
a
know if they've
history
seen,
check
like,
then. A history check then. A history check. You can make it a history or a
That's a
perception.
natural one for a 6.
Nope.
Right.
You know that it's a
In
part of this world
Question mark.
because you saw the world in that
very
vision just
vibrant.
now. Yeah, but you don't know where it was.
Well, I'm just gonna be like, so it is a fake place with lots of grass.
As Kellenvor continues to stand, hand on weapon, and looking over
you're
the
still
rest of the
here.
party.
I think I just had an ego death.
I just
Yeah,
had an ego death.
an out of body experience just now. Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, you're still here.
Well, forgive me, but I feel as if I must make my egress. Unless... No, that will come later.
What?
So, in time. Tell your orc friend that Umberly and I have stayed in touch.
She's cheating on him.
How do you think Umberly was able to get Zog his resurrection aspect of his weapon?
No, that makes sense. I was just making a comment that, yeah.
And for now, until death. And he, like, opens the portal again on the side of the boat. And gives you a gentle bow, retakes the mantle of his sword, and begins to float up into the air again, levitate, turns towards the portal. Just, you know, anyone feel like doing anything before he leaves? No? As he disappears into the gray mist, the doorway closes. And Kellenvor, the Lord of Death, the Judge of the Damned, is gone.
What in the...
That was
Who's
me. That was me hovering over the stream on my end because
I'm
I have
so
a plugin
sorry.
that, like, yeah.
We just...
And all that is left on the boat. The boat in like one fell motion as he entered into the portal, all of the other like trinkets and artifacts that were laying on the deck of the boat like flew in like after him as the door like closes, leaving the deck of your boat clean. And then you hear like a like on the side of the boat as you look over and like look over the side of the boat. The rowboat that the peddler was using, having been bereaved of its magical undead powers, sinks.
And is the hole in the boat still there from the sword?
No, it's gone. There wasn't like a hole. It was just like an indent where like the tip of a sword would stand on its own, like, you know.
Okay.
Like, he didn't
Okay.
punch a hole in Zog's boat. He, like, no.
That was my fault. My bad. Sorry. I just keep causing trouble. I should probably just like, maybe I need a supervised at all times sticker. Unaccompanied minor. I don't know. I'm not. I think I'm having some. I think I'm having some mental health problems.
I'm just gonna grab your shoulders and give you a gentle shake. It's okay.
Yeah, looking up because you...
Yeah, literally just. It's okay.
Oh, by the way,
We just had the god of death.
remind me once
bow.
again. Remind me once again how tall you are, Allie.
I'm doing. Hold on. Let me actually look. Every
You're
time
like
I say
7
it, I say
foot
it's wrong.
something or 6 foot.
I'm 6'9".
6'9". Kellenvor was
like
Kellenvor was speaking
5'7".
eye to eye with you when he was standing on the deck of the boat.
And did not make me any less nervous.
Yeah. No, it's not
In
designed
fact, it
to.
made me more nervous.
It's not designed
no
to.
one looks me in the
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Sorry you didn't get to buy any of the guy's trinkets, I guess.
Malthus,
Not bad.
Malthus pipes up.
Uh-huh.
Was that? And were you? And points at Allie.
Yep.
And are you?
He's not my god. That's not my god.
Clearly, as he like
Yeah.
turns his head over to you,
Clarify that.
as like,
Do you see Macabre around though?
are you the owner of a keep now? Like,
Yeah, but it didn't really look like a real place. Like there was grass. I haven't seen real grass in a long time. And there was like trees that weren't dead. In a valley with flowers. So
Okay,
I
so-
don't know if you'd see one of those.
so it's definitely not around here then. And gestures to the world around you, dead
Yeah.
piles of scrap.
So
Like,
it wasn't odd colored grass. Like, well, not odd, but like
grass isn't real? What?
what the fuck is the color of grass around Petal? I forget. It's like an odd
Blue.
color, right?
It's blue.
Cat leash.
Blue.
It wasn't bluegrass, right?
Was it?
No, it was green.
No, it was green.
was-
It looked
Okay, so-
uncannily natural.
Strawberry
like you
fields
grew
forever.
out of the ground like it was supposed to be there.
Strawberry
So-
fields forever. Like, there's just
So-
patches of red all over this grass. Oh god.
So not in Petal. Okay.
But imagine how funny that would have been. Allie now rules Petal.
Or at least to keep in Petal.
Could probably do a better job anyways.
Mm.
I think anybody would do a better job.
That's such high
I've had
praise.
shits that would do a better job.
Yeah.
I feel so well praised right now. I could be a good leader.
That was a divine intervention roll of 8. Part of me didn't want that to happen, but it did. And now y'all are dealing with it. Okay, anyway.
So
Sorry, I just had to vocalize that to myself, for my own sake.
And now we're all in shock.
Who's gonna get the next building?
I mean, hey. Sundial owns land, Allie owns land, you know.
You know who would have liked to rule something? Mavrin. And I like touch my tarot deck real quick, and I'm like,
No! Oh my god! No!
I don't think we're gonna
I'm
get
gonna
over there
grab
for a
your
minute.
arm.
What?
You
I'm just gonna grab your arm and
Oh
just
yeah,
look at
sorry.
you.
Yep, you're right. There's something yeah.
Go take a cat nap.
I
Don't
was gonna say, like,
make a deal with him.
Oh, I was just yeah. Kind of miss him though.
just
That's okay.
it's
Allie,
only been 2 days.
Allie,
Actually,
do you have
no.
a
No, it's
crush?
been a long 2 days.
It's been a long dude. Yeah.
Still in the same day.
Oh, yeah, no,
Long 2
yeah.
days. My dad came back from wherever he asked me to help him. Now
It's
there was a
only been a
god of
day.
death. I own a cave.
You
There was a man who was a skeleton, and
you-
there was a man, and that was forsaken. It's been a long 2 days.
you,
2 days.
in the course of a day and a half, you have spoken to one of the lords of hell, gone back home, met your real father, learned the truth about your real father, in your own words basically told your real father to fuck off, left, got back on the boat, and somehow interfered in the affairs of the god of the dead. You're a very busy cat, my friend.
I wouldn't say interfered might not be the best term. You kind of helped him find.
You did. No,
Snitch.
interfered.
Oh,
Interfered is a
I'm a
neutral word. She helped the god of death find a trespasser in the land of the living. Yeah.
Is Allie actually being like that? Burk's just gonna hug her.
Yeah.
Allie, I will force you to be a cleric one way or another. Just accept it at this point.
Oh,
I have been fighting that call to Allie. Don't feel bad.
Imagine
You're both
Allie.
targeted.
Imagine Allie as a
Bard rogue.
a bard rogue cleric of the grave.
And now warlock, maybe.
Not that kind of deal. Kellenvor's a god. You would be a paladin. Yeah.
Don't want that either.
Paladin. I don't know what paladin oath you would take, though. We're about to take another quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more fun after this.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back. We're back from a little break here, just talking about what happened. Burk will be back here in a second. But yeah, the eminent like silence of the night has like stopped and has like returned to basically the point it was at before Kellamvor even showed up. You know, you can hear the wind, you can hear the wash of the bow against the boat, or the wash of the water against the bow of the boat. Oh, and as the portal closes, a second bell is heard, which is why, like, all of this natural ambience seems to return to you.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
I
Yeah.
need a drink. You sure you don't want to drink before you go take that nap? Quinlan just kind of disassociating.
Sure, let's have a well,
Oh, time to establish what day
I'll
it
just
is.
have some water. Allie's like thinking about the last time they drank with Mavron and got super sick. Like
Okay.
I'll
I'm
join
gonna
you, but I think I'll
roll-
just drink some water.
I'm gonna roll a
Yeah.
d10 to determine what month it is right now.
Okay.
Because a fair bit of time has passed in this game.
Didn't we just have Harvest Fest? Wouldn't it be some time in a season that made sense with Harvest Fest? Just
So it
Fall.
would be towards the end of the year. Yeah, that makes more sense. I will say that y'all are currently in... I would say y'all would be in the month of Octus. And this would be, 27. Let's determine... You can backwork how much time has passed in this campaign from this moment exactly right now, because I'm about to determine what day it is. I'll roll a d20 and a d8, and if I get a 28, then this will be the midnight of the next month.
Ooh, I like that.
So it is Octus 5th.
I will be keeping track of the dates from now on at the top of the notes.
All right. It is Octus 5th, meaning that the day of the week is Sensi. Sensi, Octus 5th, 1373. And you look up into the sky and see that the moons are pretty close to being in sync. One of them is gaining its fullness. Another one is losing its fullness, ever so slightly. You know that in a couple days, they will be in sync. They will both be at half, which is marked in some months by a Lunara, in other months not marked at all. This is one of those months where it won't be. But you kind of like look up and see the moons, the two moons. You see the stars. And everything is just different. It just feels different. As you prepare yourselves to lie back down to rest, to sleep for the rest of the night, what did the rest of you do?
I'm gonna find not the crow's nest, but I'm gonna like get on top of the main boat and meditate until the end of my watch, just to try and recenter, because that was intense.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? For watch.
I don't think I'm gonna. I actually don't think I'll be able to sleep after that.
Okay. Okay. So
I don't think I want to mistake reality for
Actually-
a dream for a little
I
while.
almost feel like two of us should be on watch at this point.
Yeah, I shouldn't be alone.
Actually,
I shouldn't be alone for sure.
Oh.
I'll stay
Yeah.
with you.
upon the mention of that,
No. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I'm gonna roll a d20.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a natural 1,
Yeah.
you will something might happen.
Okay.
Instead, I got a natural 20. Okay.
Great. Something else happens. Let's do it.
DM to player, how are you feeling right now?
Me?
Like, how are you, Mirthy, feeling right now about the situation?
I'm good. Poor Allie. I'm good. I'm a little sweaty because I'm method acting a little too much, but we're good over here. I do feel like I've taken up a lot of like voice time right now, so like I would be totally good with taking a back seat. And if that is like Allie just goes sits below.
Here's
and,
what I
like,
want to.
has a mini moment,
Here's what I want to
that's
say
fine.
to you. Here's what I want to offer.
Yeah.
Allie, in this moment,
Yeah.
can feel a sense of like dread, or
That makes sense.
or they can feel a sense of bliss after having literally been in contact with the god of death and lived.
I don't know.
You're
How would Allie feel about that?
you're not entirely ignorant of death, like as a concept. You've had people in your life die. A small part of you, no matter how small it is, a part nonetheless, having seen the person that carted their souls to wherever they belonged, gives you a sense of comfort is almost too strong a word, but it feels right that you know, and your curiosity feels sated in some small way by having met the deliverer of the souls of those you've loved. And knowing that at some point, long down the road it may be, you know who's going to greet you when that time
not a
comes
good
for you.
First half is good. The second half, no.
Well, you know, whether or not that fills you with...
Peaceful to not have, like, to peaceful in knowledge, not peaceful in who it is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
That's what I mean.
The fear of the unknown is gone.
Exactly.
Okay.
You now have seen the face of that which you did not have anything for up until this point. And that gives you comfort in knowledge.
Just a man that thinks he's a god.
It,
That's Allie's rationalization. It's just a man that has the powers of a god.
well, if we're being real here, yes, before he ascended to godhood, he was a man.
He was a man. He's a man with a job. His job is scary to people. Now he's immortal.
He was
I think that would be blissful for Allie.
in life, you know. He was in life he was a mercenary. He was a soldier. He was a father. He was a son. Just like anyone else. But now his duty is to cart all of those who have fallen to where they may rest. And as you think about this, as you stare at the stars, you feel conflicted from your immediate reactions, from your everything else. But you feel this small sensation just kind of like that it can put you at rest if you let it. But if you don't let it, then you can remain awake in your like security of for a little bit. You can give yourself more time to think if you stay awake, if you take your next watch. But if you did, you might not be on the sharpest lookout.
Yeah, I think Allie will take that rest. If anything, just to get away from their brain for a while.
Yeah. So, Burk,
I'll take the watch.
as Malthus was getting ready to offer and like,
Go get sleep.
okay, yeah.
And
She just like pats you on the shoulder, keep us safe, and like goes back down.
I'd like to just...
in like a comforting way,
Yeah.
not in like a oh this joke's on you, kid. No, like in like a keep us safe. He's putting his trust in you.
So I've only done this once
Mm.
since I've gotten the thing.
Mm.
I'd like to grab from my pack the snow globe that I have.
Oh, it's been forever and a day since
I'm
you used
shaking.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like-
since I first got it, and then it said something creepy, and I'm like, you were just going in my pack.
You pull out the snow globe of spoken memories, which it may have had a different name before. Fuck you. That's the name I give it now. Yeah.
Fair enough.
As you give it a shake, I'm gonna roll a d6 to determine the tone of message that you get from the globe. Okay. As you slowly hear like voices coming into like reality, just like and eventually what emanates from it is what sounds like a happy moment. Sounds like children playing. Like you imagine that this snow globe would have been placed in like a den, a front room, a room of the house where like children playing doesn't feel like an absurdity. You hear a male voice walk in and say something along the lines of, "Who are my two favorite guys?" And like, you know, it's like just a father and having fun with enjoying the company of his children. And then it slowly subsides as like, because the snow globe only has one uttered sentence per shake, so like, and it subsides and you have a happy, warm feeling from it.
I'll just set it to my side and just get up to, or like I set it like somewhere near where the door's at to go down. Not gonna go down there. I'm just gonna, just walk around the deck. And
Oh,
just...
did you want to? You did mention something at the top. Did you want to?
Oh yeah. Before Quinlan goes down, I got like, Quinlan, can I bother you for a moment?
Of course.
Just, it'll be brief. So, on a previous call with Abernathy, when we first got into, Hell, Dis, he had asked me to ask you about something, to see if it would be possible. It was about trying to set up relations, possibly with your monastery in Petal. If that would be a possible thing.
Kind of relationship.
He didn't really say. He wanted me to ask you about it and see if it would be possible. I'm not sure of the relations with them. Yeah, so, yeah. I'd have to ask him on that point.
While I don't necessarily trust him, I trust you a great deal. And if you're vouching,
I do vouch for him. I've known him for the past 4 years.
then I will take his offer into advisement. I'm not the only one who runs the monastery there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, when I contact him when we get to Portland, I'll get a bit more on what type of connection.
And I am intrigued for a personal reason. I would be lying if I said it didn't give me some form of delight at the thought of having allies out in the greater world while my adversaries back home flounder under the weight of their own incompetence.
All right. Yeah, I'll make sure to ask him about the what sort of connection he would be looking for.
Trade would be easy enough to set up.
Mhm.
Something more joined might take some convincing.
Dippy, would I possibly be able to have any possible idea of what Abernathy might be looking for? Or am I just really not sure when it comes to that stuff?
Trade
When
hall.
when he brought it up, it had the air of business about it.
Okay.
And Abernathy's business is researching, finding, hunting, and killing monsters.
Yeah.
And also gathering adventurers together to do much of the same, or to, research, develop, and find new ways of hunting and killing monsters. He's not a weapons dealer. More like he's just like a researcher. He lives for the hunt. When he operated on his own, and this is Dippy speaking from a perspective of, I played Abernathy in a one-shot. He lived for the hunt. He always wanted to hunt down the next thing, and whether it be for a trophy or for research or whatever. So when he turned
SCP Foundation.
You figured it out.
that explains entirely why I have a trust problem.
So business with Abernathy and a relation between Cambon's Hall and your monastery,
The Obsidian Order.
the Obsidian Order, would simply be a connection of sharing of knowledge, sharing of research, maybe even sharing of goods obtained from hunts, and
So it'd be
resources.
a little bit of everything, pretty much.
Just as a friendly relationship, not being we want to turn you into an outlet of Gambit's Hall. No, he just wants to have an alliance in the way of you're still the Obsidian Order, I'm still Gambit's Hall, but we know things and share things with each other.
Work together.
And work together on certain things.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, one-way connection to the Feywild. He's never hunted in the Feywild before. To your knowledge.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. I'll explain whatever whatever I would at least know then.
Ba-da-ba-da-da. Take what I said. Take what I said. Put it in Burk's voice.
The probable thing would be.
Yeah. So
We could set up a small rectory for the hall to operate out of. That wouldn't be too much of an issue, I don't think.
Yeah.
just
If anything, when we get to Portland, I'll give him a call and
I'll let
we'll
him know
talk
he
about
has my
this.
interest.
I had one of those.
We'll
I had one of those
talk about it,
filmmaker.
yeah.
I had one of those filmmaker moments where Quinlan said, "I don't think it would be too much of an issue," and my immediate next jump cut in my brain was Quinlan's like headmaster monastery of the monastery being like, "Absolutely not, slam!" Like slam,
Absolutely.
door
Yeah.
slammed in face. Like, oh,
It's just a thing of like, we'll talk to him. We'll call him when we get to Portland. We'll have this conversation before we.
That is not
do
a
anything with the.
that is not a foretelling of the future. That's just my filmmaker brain working. Like, I just really think that's funny.
Persuasion fail.
Yeah.
Just natural one persuasion. Absolutely not.
I don't think that would be a problem. Absolutely. Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry.
But
Continuing.
yeah, we'll give him a call. Portland. We'll talk before we end up going to the depot, because I would hope he would be able to give us at least a little bit more information on where it's located, other than just Portland. At least what we're looking for. But yep, that was all. Damn. Yeah.
I don't know. Downs the rest of the drink.
Get some rest after all of that.
Yeah. Oh. Since coming out here, I have met 3 gods.
3. Oh, right. Yeah.
Talos, Umberley.
Oh, right. Yeah, you did have a moment with Talos. You had a moment with Talos. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Where he admitted to being the reason why Quinlan was struck by lightning, and he's still not sure how to process that
How to
information.
cope with that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you're the reason I got sent
Months
away?
and years of time have passed since that moment, my friend. I forgot all about that. I'm sorry. You've been stewing in that for God knows how long.
Almost 20 years at this point.
Oh no, like in real life, that's true too. Like that moment came about maybe a year, maybe even 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be able to arrange something for that in a few episodes, maybe. It's, you do still have the coin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still have the coin. Because I was told not to try to get rid of it again.
Good.
Because if I did, bad things would happen.
Yeah.
You chucked it, it reappeared, y'all experimented with it.
Yeah.
Poor Fidance.
Storm's rage.
Not to...
Poor Fidance.
Oh.
You're fine.
So,
They had it coming.
with all of that said, and prologued and preeminated and whatever, Burk, on your watch,
Yeah.
make a perception check.
Alright. I'm not I'd have to use the dice that I got for him. I don't trust this dice at all. I'm telling y'all that now. I fucking changed my mind! That is a natural 20 for a 25.
Woo!
I don't trust this shit.
Off in the distance, you see a single blue glow. No.
You're gonna give Rhys a heart attack.
You're gonna get Groundhog Day, bitch. No.
Oh god.
No.
It's the heat.
In the heat of the moment.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a joke for me. Okay, on a natural 20, perception during your watch.
We're gonna get to that episode with him.
Oh, shit.
I need to continue watching. But anyways.
Anyway, natural 20 during your shift.
I'm just doing rounds on the deck.
So, as the night goes on, you watch as the two moons sink into the horizon in front of you. And all is calm. Too calm. No. It's calmer ever since the appearance of a certain god, but you try to dispatch that. Nothing really happens during your watch. Nothing of note, nothing of interest. Towards the end of your shift, towards the end of your watch, a couple hours, like, moons are going down, sun's coming up. You hear stirring below you, and then you watch as Malthus reemerges onto the deck. Like, as the morning begins to dawn, like, crack of dawn, the rooster's not even awake yet. And you look down and see him, and... Or, I don't know where you're watching from. You see him, and he sees that you're still kind of watching. You're, like, not nodding off, but, like, it's boring work watches. And he, like, kind of, like, leans up against the side of the boat, kind of on the same side of the boat that you're leaning up against, watching out. Mm-hmm. And he kind of, without looking towards you, just speaks into the air for you to hear, obviously, and goes, this place really is something else. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
Can't remember the last time that I saw the sky and was happy to see it.
Yeah, I can't imagine being down there was an eventful sight. The cavern above, or the rocky ceiling, whatever it is, for so long.
Every day it was something else. Bandits, raiders, wild soot puffs trying to set my shit on fire, even though I already had a hard enough time with that. It was never boring, but it wasn't like this. And he kind of looks at the sunrise up over the horizon out, and you see the orange, you see like a reddish orange glow as like the sun penetrating through the atmosphere this early makes it look like a big red ball cresting up over the horizon. And the sky itself doesn't have that full green hue yet. It kind of is starting in fades of red and pink and purple. And the rays shoot through the clouds that intermittently block the horizon, and it's beautiful. It wasn't anything like this. I don't know that I will ever fully, well, forgive myself for how long I was gone. But even if it takes some time, I hope that you could find it in your heart to forgive me. And if you don't, that's understandable too.
Time will tell.
Hmm?
Time will tell.
As you, kind of out of your peripheral vision, see him nodding just a little and just like... Well, I'm going to see if I can make some breakfast. Weren't there some chickens in the cabinet over here? As he, like, opens it and, like a couple more just, like, pile
Just
out.
no warning. I don't warn him.
Yeah.
I say nothing.
Yeah, as he just, like, opens it and, like at his feet.
Just a bit of a smile. Just...
As he, like, continues holding the door for it and, like, picks up, like,
yeah,
one,
they kind
two,
of multiply.
3, 4,
Yeah.
5, and just, like, soup it is then. And he, like,
Just
closes it.
Leave the one in there. Yep, yep.
Oh, no, he only took 5 out of, like, 20 that fell out.
All right. Gotcha.
And there's, like, still
Yeah,
15
yeah,
laying
just-
on the ground. Like,
Yeah, just close the lock that. Yeah.
and you're like...
Yep, yep.
And he grabs a large cauldron, takes it out to the deck, kind of starts a heater, throws together some breakfast soup.
Since we're just on the river randomly, I just want to do this. I just want to do these as we're traveling.
Sure.
Just to see if I get a random fucking thing.
Oh, like a magical awareness thing? Okay.
Yeah. Just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
You
send out an awareness of magic.
60 feet, that's not behind total cover.
It's not behind total cover.
Yeah.
Aside from the usual suspects.
So I'm like on the
Yeah.
side of the boat, just like looking out.
Yeah. You just look
Curious.
out kind of 60-foot radius or 60-foot diameter around you.
Is it a time? It just says within 60 feet.
So a 60-foot radius.
Yeah.
Sending out a wave of awareness, you see like just a as it like travels outwards and kind of starts to dissipate. Looking around, you feel a tiny bing behind you. And you turn around and you look at the hillside that you parked next to, kind of an embankment of sorts. And there's just a tiny glint embedded in the hillside that you can see.
In the hillside.
Yeah, just it like hillside is like cliff of garbage. Like these are common. Like you know.
Is it like sticking out? Like, is it something that I could just go over and try to like
you would have to like
get
pick
out?
at it a little bit, but you could like you could like take it out after a little bit of like picking and manipulating.
I got a hand axe that I can kind of chink away at it at.
Yeah, you just like
you just
take a couple of minutes and you just like
tap.
tunk,
Yeah.
tunk, 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 and eventually it like you like tunk, tink, a little ring lands in your hand.
Why is it already a ring?
It's a tiny glint. There's not too many tiny magical things.
It's always the rings. Great. All right.
You kind of look at it.
It
looks like it would maybe. It looks like it would fit you. It looks like it would fit like a medium-sized human. You know, might be a little on the
magic.
Might be a little on the small side. What?
What's the school of magic? Because I also get
magical awareness gives that as well.
Yes, it says open your awareness to the presence of conjured magic until the end of your next turn. 6 seconds. Location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to.
So no.
Never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, magical items don't really have a school directly attached to them unless that item is able to cast spells, in which case yeah. This is just a little minor magic, looks like.
I have it identified. Okay. Cool.
All right.
I'll just wait till later to have
Ring of question mark.
sundial.
Someone can identify it, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Allie can identify it too. Yeah. I just saw your name in Zoom. That's funny.
I might as well own it.
For those who can't see it in the stream, it says keep owner. It's
you might as
I'm
well
an owner
own
of a
it.
keep. I might as well own it. But
take an inspiration point.
All right.
So, as the rest of the party kind of wakes up to go about their morning and for the day of travel to continue ahead of them, we will pick that up next time on In-quyzz-ition. So, tune in tentatively on January 31st, the very last day of the month, to see the next exciting episode of In-quyzz-ition. Will they have an encounter with yet another god?
No.
And we will not have any reappearances.
But actually,
Quinlan will
if
burn
Zog
it
is
down.
here,
Quinlan
we're
will
gonna have an
burn
Umberly
it down.
interaction.
I'm
No,
gonna
yeah.
rage and
That's-
see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rage and see what happens. It's wild.
That's funny. So, tune in next time.
Get it? Because it's wild magic. Sorry, I'll stop.
God damn
I'm
it.
done.
I can't give every inspiration point to you.
No, I don't want an inspiration. I just
I
had
don't
to.
want it. I don't want it.
I don't
All
want
right,
it.
Set
so
that one up.
we appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. It's been so fun. Players, thank you for playing.
Thank you for having me.
And this was a really fun time. We hope to see you next time on the 31st, tentatively. And until then, your adventure matters. And roll for your initiative. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.